As California's drought drags on, washing and buffing the cars at AJ Auto Detailing in San Jose is a bit more of a challenge these days.
Because you're not supposed to wash your car in your home. Right. So people are taking a long time, and finally when the car is really dirty, then they bring the car.
Helen Massamori manages this business, which uses thousands of gallons of water a day to clean luxury cars. But instead of going down the drain, 70% of the water is collected and fed into these tanks for reuse.
Before we have the recycling water, we're spending almost $3,000 a month in water. We're spending, I would say, like $300, $400 now.
Massamori wants to use even more recycled water by hooking up to the City of San Jose's network of purple pipes that carry recycled water to more than 700 customers.
We're gonna be the first car wash in San Jose area who is gonna use its 100% recycling water.
San Jose's recycled water is not yet used for drinking, but by using it elsewhere, the city can free up more water for drinking and be less dependent on outside sources, according to Environmental Services Director Carrie Romanow.
We get some water from Hetch Hetchy, we have some water, pumped groundwater, and then some water through the Delta. The Hetch Hetchies and the Delta have both had some environmental issues, but recycled water is really an opportunity for us to have control over a local resource.
This local resource starts off as sewage, treated so it's clean enough to discharge into the San Francisco Bay. Even though most of it ends up in the bay, 9 million gallons a day are reused in San Jose's parks, fountains, and cooling towers.
Here in Silicon Valley, we're not only talking about being energy independent, but we're also talking about being water independent and really squeezing the last drop out of every opportunity that we have in our water world.
So the City of San Jose and the Santa Clara Valley Water District are finishing up a new $70 million facility to expand the use of recycled water by making it cleaner, a lot cleaner.
This is the water that comes into the plant. It's already been treated at the wastewater plant across the street to some level, and then we then clean it further. But we're going to hopefully show that and demonstrate that the water will be pure enough to be used for drinking water purposes.
This new plant will also help the Water District double its use of recycled water to 10% by 2025.
It all happens in here, huh?
Although it won't open until June, Operations Manager Crystal Yesman showed me the 3-stage technology that will purify up to 8 million gallons of sewage water a day.
So this is a sort of a cross-section, I guess, of what we're seeing.
Right, yeah, the microfiltration unit. Yeah, and inside are over 6,000 little fibers, and there's holes on the side. And so the water is pushed into the holes and comes out through the center of these fibers like a straw.
Okay.
And so we're filtering out large bacteria and particles.
The water then goes to a second stage of filtration.
All right, so here we are, reverse osmosis.
Reverse osmosis. And this is?
A reverse osmosis element. So
that's what's inside?
That's what's inside.
It looks like a roll of saran wrap.
Right, it's actually made of a hard plastic. And the pore size here is so small that we're really only letting water molecules through. We're removing viruses, bacteria, pharmaceuticals, and also salts.
And by removing the salts, even more recycled water can be sold to cool data centers, for example, in Silicon Valley. But the water still isn't done with its high-tech treatment.
Inside each one of these reactors are 40 UV light bulbs, ultraviolet light bulbs. And this is
like
an
this?
example of one. It creates a glow at a certain wavelength of light that can deactivate or inactivate bacteria or viruses so that they can't reproduce.
This ultra-clean water then goes to a giant steel tank before being blended with the existing recycled water supply that serves most of Santa Clara County.
This water, how does this compare to what would be coming out of my tap?
We're expecting this water to exceed drinking water standards, so to be even cleaner than what's coming out of your tap.
In fact, a critical goal of this plant is to demonstrate that recycled sewage water can someday supplement Santa Clara County's drinking water. It's already happening in Orange County, where the water district there mixes 70 million gallons of purified sewage water a day with groundwater before it reaches people's taps.
And in a sense, all water is reused and recycled. They say that the water in the Mississippi River is used 5 times by the time it hits the Gulf of Mexico.
This toilet-to-tap concept took years to win over wary water consumers in Southern California, but it may fare better in technology-embracing Silicon Valley.
Raul Sanchez.
Raul Sanchez.
Yes.
You live here in San Jose?
I do.
Yeah. And what would it take to convince you personally?
It would take, just making sure I went through, it was a proven method, making sure that people didn't get sick.
So here's the ultimate test, okay? If I were to say to you, this was reclaimed water here.
Sure.
Cheers.
Well, I have to smell it first. Mm-hmm. Sure, why not?
Okay.
Tastes great.
Yeah, well, I was kidding, actually. It's tap water. I just wanted to see if you would do it.
Kidding aside, as California's population soars and climate change puts more strain on water resources, reusing water for work, play, and drinking will likely become a necessity, not a choice.
Recycled water has just an integral role in the future of the Silicon Valley in particular, but most of California as well. It is a renewable, sustainable source of water. It's something that we're going to need if our economy and our population is going to continue to grow.